Hello and welcome to MGP376. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I've been sat in my chair too long. My buttocks are numb at the start of the podcast. This does not bode well for the next hour. I've just had to sort of do a half stand-up in my chair, which in turn means I press the button on the side of my watch, which means Siri is now taking down every word I'm currently saying in a minute. She's going to repeat all of this back to me. So if I stop talking, Siri's going to start. So I'm going to start pressing buttons on my watch, and in the meantime, I think I've managed to stop her back chatting me. How is everybody?
Like the plot of Speed 3 or something. You've got a crank 3. You've got to keep chatting, otherwise Siri's going to detonate a bomb.
Exactly. Otherwise, she's going to talk over me, and it's just rude. Of all the mechanisms, I don't know what Apple were thinking, putting the button on the side that is directly in contact with your hand. So if you put your hand flat on anything, the button presses into the back of your hand, which in turn wakes Siri up, and then she just starts chiming up.
Same with mine.
It's so stupid. Just put the button on the other side.
Are you telling me you can't even go Alexa without people's Alexas starting up?
But are you telling me there's so many wrong uns out there who wear their watch on their right hand that it's there to accommodate them? Because that is just perverted. If you're listening to this and you've got your watch on your right hand, have a word with yourself and swap it over to your left hand like a normal. And then we can get the buttons moved over to the correct side. How are we all anyway? What wrist do you wear your watch on?
I don't wear a watch.
Left.
Good. So we've got 3 normals and a double weirdo who doesn't even wear one.
I've got a phone. Why would I need a watch? I would wear it on my left
Tell
if
the
I had
time,
one.
Sheepdog. Tell the time.
I can sense the time by the brightness of the sky.
You don't go outside.
Yeah, but I look
It
out
does.
windows.
The smoking people get to him, apparently.
The what get to me?
The smoking people.
Anna's doing a callback to our pre-show chat that means nothing to anybody.
That's like the smoky people. Yeah, that pre-show chat where I said I turned you all down, so I can't quite hear what you're saying because it was coming from a microphone. I was like, the smoky people. I'll turn you all back up now.
I would like to apologise in advance for Sheepdog, who has coronavirus for a second time and will be either coughing or muting himself throughout the show. He's a medical
better
miracle
at the moment.
Let's not talk about it then, because then
I'm trying to ignore the fact that it's there, but it just come on suddenly yesterday, and it's just a nightmare. And like last time we had it, every time it gets dark, I suddenly cough like a lunatic.
Yeah,
so,
Kevin had that.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Annoying.
I don't get it.
I imagine it's actually just hay fever and it's the pressure changes bringing the pollen to a different level or something weird like that.
Yeah, you didn't have that in the middle of winter, Kevin.
No,
and
I don't know.
Exactly
there must be
like
something
you.
to do with the sun going down, making you more likely to cough. All this saying cough, I want to cough now.
I don't think this is
I don't have a mute
coronavirus.
button
I
on
think
my microphone.
before I had a very sore chest, a very bad headache, was absolutely wiped out, and all of this. The past 24 hours, I've just been coughing a bit, and I was a bit knackered because it's the end of the week. I don't think it's coronavirus round 2.
Plus,
if
you
it is,
started
I'll let
smoking like 10 days ago, didn't you? So you're now a 20 a day man, and you've now got the cough started.
What I'm finding is if I laugh in just the right way to what you say, it alleviates the need to cough as well. So if you
lucky for you, I'm a funny guy. So
you're
in
luck.
luck.
Make it sound like you're a lot funnier today.
I don't need the help, Sheepdog. People know how funny I am. They know exactly how funny I am. They've been listening for years. So, I think I've asked how everybody's weeks have been, haven't I? We didn't get any answers. We just started talking about Sheepdog's cough. Clearly, all our weeks have been the same. We're trapped in our houses and we can't go anywhere or do anything. Yeah, but you don't count because you live up north. You're north of the wall with the wildlings. That's why you don't have to stay inside.
I'm on the night's watch. I'm watching the wall.
Yeah. How is life on the wall, Pab?
It's
Has that big giant turned up yet?
No.
Wait a minute, why aren't you on lockdown?
What?
Because he's north of the wall.
Because I'm a key worker, Sheepdog.
Interesting.
You know, AKA Pab's got a real job. And
Yeah,
like
if you
a
can
maid,
work from
Pab's
home,
got a
you
job
should,
our
but Pab
grandparents
can't.
would have heard of, AKA a real job. Me and you both have made up jobs, Sheepdog, that don't really exist. They're just justifications for us spending our days doing something.
Yeah, I do follow the Danny DeVito making money thing from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No one really knows. We just make money.
Exactly. But yeah, key workers are the ones that have the real jobs that you can write on your car insurance form and all that kind of stuff. Whereas we have to make ours up because they don't exist. So you're still out and about. Is it weird up there? I know we ask you this every week, but I'm interested.
It's getting... I feel like this past week, everyone... the past 3 weeks have been like... When it first went on lockdown, it was like everyone was terrified to go out and the streets were dead.
Yeah. And
then now everyone suddenly got kind of like plucking up the courage to go out, and it's kind of like back to normal, and it's like so wrong. I feel like shouting out the window at people going, "What are you doing?"
Where are they going though? Because it's
I don't know.
presumably there's nowhere open.
I was coming home the other day, and there was like a gang of lads riding bikes down the street. I'm like, what? And there was a gang of lads out the back, and like the back street of my house, and they're like 4 of them all just stood around, and I was like, well, I'm not going to say nothing, but I should. So,
I guess people still need their drugs even during lockdown.
Well, they were like kids. Well, they were like kids. They'd be like, like
young to arrest.
early high school sort of age. Like, well, why? I know school's out, but you'd be all like hanging out with your mates, should you? Like in this sort of situation.
Yeah, but kids aren't going to stay away from their mates this long, are they? That's the thing. That's why. Yeah. That's why it's only workable for so long, because you get to the point where they're just going to go meet up with their friends, and there's nothing you can do to stop them because they're stupid kids, and that's what stupid kids do.
The stupid
welcome along to any stupid kids we've got listening.
Yep.
Really trying to lower the age of our demographic there. All children are dumb. Stop listening and stay at home, idiots.
Isn't that how we appeal to our main demographic?
Yeah, exactly. But our main demographic are all in the danger group. We've got to we've got to get some kids in, or we might end up with no listeners. Got to think of the bigger picture, Sheepdog, or else we're going to lose out on our $6 a month that we make from these adverts that we have now. And I don't know about you, but I'm relying on those $6 a month these days. That pays for my Dropbox.
Good point.
So, video games. I mean, of course, we are recording the podcast just as the most anticipated game of the year has dropped. So, you're lucky that you've got me on here, because
there's no games.
The most anticipated game of the year dropped
swear
yesterday.
God, if you talk about wrestling, I am going
Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. The demo was out last night, and the full release is next week. And goodness me, am I excited, because this game only comes out every 3 or 4 years. The last one was 2016, the one before was 2013. But Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 is with us.
Spreadsheets.
Oh, I've already started on the spreadsheet.
Oh, goodness.
I haven't played a second of the game yet, but what I have done is downloaded 2016 modded database with real world data in, and I'm adjusting the database, planning what I'm going to do in a spreadsheet, and I reckon I'll start playing sometime in June once I've finished all the setup of getting my database and all my planning and everything ready, and then I'll finally get to copy stuff from the spreadsheet into the game. The game basically nods at me and goes, yep, and then I put some more stuff in. I don't really need the game, I just need the database and the spreadsheet. The game's just there to really store it all. But I'm very excited because this time around it's blue. And previously it was black, but now it's blue. So they've discovered colour at Grey Dog Software. And I'm very happy. So I can't give you any... I've had the game 24 hours, but can't give you any detail on it yet because, like I say, have not played even a second of it. I've just been downloading, converting databases, fiddling with data, trying to get it so it accurately represents real world, because obviously they don't have any of the licenses or anything for the real world wrestling, so it's all made up stuff in there, which I've got no interest in playing. So I've trying to make it as true to life as possible so I can do a cheeky little YouTube series on it, because when I did that before, people really rather liked it, and I may or may not now have an affiliate code for it. So if anyone wants to buy this game, Pab will put that affiliate code in the description of this video, so you can head over to Grey Dog Software and pick yourself up a copy of Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 and support Kev so he doesn't need to sell as many adverts on the podcast or recruit as many young listeners. You know, they're your options. You've got 3 options. I appeal to the youth, we add more ad spots, or you buy this game through my link. They're your 3 options. They're the only 3 possible outcomes.
don't buy the game. We don't get paid that way. Only he does.
Exactly. So I'd prefer you bought the game, please.
A good point, Sheepdog.
More adverts.
That link
Make
won't get
this
in
show
there.
wall-to-wall ads.
Talking of new stuff out this week, we've of course had the update to Animal Crossing as well.
Yes.
Now including art and a man who gave me shrubs and a hedge, and I've got a new rug that's arrived because apparently the shop's been paying me too much money, which I'm fine with them lowering their purchase prices in the shop now because I've paid for everything at this point. I don't need their rotten money anymore. The one thing that really upset me is getting my note through saying the interest rate in the bank had gone down, and I was furious because I'm finally at the point where I'm starting to build up some savings, and now the interest rate's gone down.
That's why they've done it.
But at least I'm still not paying any interest on my $2.5 million Bell mortgage that I had to get my basement. I don't know. I know you said last week, Pab, that the last thing you have to pay up front. If that's the case, the basement's not the last thing. But I'm making no attempt to pay the basement off.
Yeah,
as far as I'm aware, the basement's the last thing from the videos I've seen about it. And it's just a $2.5 million Bell mortgage. So I don't have any motivation to pay that off at any point. Really, that's just going to sit there while I earn a little bit of interest on the savings I'm building up and pay no interest on the huge debt that I've got with old Nookie.
What I think it is, if I remember rightly, it might be more customization options, I think, for the house. I think. So
I might one day pay it off. If I get to the point where I've got 20 million bells in the bank earning no interest, I might pay him off just to see what happens. But I've got my upgraded, bigger shop now.
Have you?
I've got my, I've got all of the different path options and all that kind of stuff. And I've prettied my island up. I now have a Wheel of Fortune area. I'm building a wrestling arena because I now have arena seating that I'm going to be putting all around my wrestling ring. I think I'm going to make that tiered with some of the terraforming stuff as well. To have my little wrestling ring basically with a wrestling bowl with tiered seating at the side of it. And yeah, it's all taking shape really rather nicely. I still haven't managed to get rid of Dom though. I went to see Isabel about Dom.
Doesn't matter.
She went and had a chat with him about his language that he was using with me, and he's not bothered. No one's mentioned it to me since. I don't even know what the outcome of their chat was.
You know what the actual outcome is? Is that he changes his catchphrase thing. That's it. If you say to him, Isabel, I don't like what he's wearing, he changes his outfit. That's it. So the way to get rid of him is
just
not
ignore him.
Yeah, ignore him. And I've got someone in mind. No, I don't know. Did I mention this last week? No, I didn't. There is a new. Did I? Maybe I did. There's a resident in mind called Rooney. Did I mention this?
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah. So Rooney's still there, and he's been hiding out. He's like what's he called? The fella who was hiding in embassies. Not coming out. What's he called? Yeah, he's like Assange. He's been hiding in people's houses so I can't hit him with nets. And he's been constantly just every time I go to him, he's either in his own house and you can't use your items in houses, or he's in somebody else's house. But I caught him out yesterday. I caught him outside, and all I did for the entire time was hit him with a net, and he was just stomping around. Every time he wasn't angry, he was then angry after I hit him with a net 4 or 5 times. And he just stomped around, peeved off constantly. I was like, this has got to do it. This has got to do it. Because all I'm going to do now is just every time I see him, I just hit him with a net. And I've served an eviction notice to him.
Anna tells me off when I do that.
Yeah, well, it's the only way you get through to him, apparently. Yeah, I found someone in my chat found a picture, which is an eviction notice sign, and I stuck that to his house. Nice. So I've got an eviction notice next to his house now.
You're bullying people again.
Not bullying.
We want better characters in.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, I've got 2 sheep and 2 rhinos. I don't need that. I need rid of one of each so that I can get some variety onto my island. Otherwise, it looks like we're just being selective in which animals we let on, and that's not the image that I want Penn Island to have. We're a family-friendly island.
Yeah. I've got sheep as well. I think now this week. I think sheep was my 10th. but they've all got sensible houses. They've all got sensible, nice houses, and Rooney's got a corrugated iron shack. I'm like, this. You're bringing the community down, mate.
Down.
What are you doing? And I put his house on the top of the hill to be the nicest house on the hill, sort of thing, like the nice show house that's on the top of the hill. And what did he do? He gives me a corrugated iron.
You know what the solution is? Go right to the very back of your island, use the terraforming to just carve out a hole in the back of a 2-tier high piece of island at the back and stick his house behind there so you can barely see the top of it. And just and then don't leave him a path to get out. Just put him back there.
Well, what I did do, I did put a brick wall around his house.
Good.
But then he just never came out. I wanted him to come out to the front lawn bit where he could just stand there and just watch everyone go past. But he doesn't come out the house, basically. As soon as you block a path on him, he can't. He just stays in the house. So I was like, well, you can stay in there for a couple of days till I let him out. Yeah, it's been a funny old week with Animal Crossing. I've messed up on the turnip front big time.
Did you mess up? Did you miss out on Bounty's offer?
I missed out on Bounty's offer. I said I'd do that in a bit, and then forgot all about it, and then realised after the shop had already shut, and I went, damn it, well, it's what it is.
For anyone who's not following Bounty on Twitter, he had a price of, what was it, 405?
420.
Turnip. It was a ridiculous price.
Yeah. Yep. And
did you see the lady who had Elijah Wood message and ask if he could visit her island?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was very funny.
Yeah, it's good that. So the best price I had was, what day is it today? It was Friday. So it would have been yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and it was like 139. And I would have made profit on that. Not tons, but I would have made profit on it. And I thought, let's run the risk and gamble on it. And then I only realised last night when I was in bed just playing it, I was like, oh damn, the shop's upgrading tomorrow. So today the shop has been upgrading, and so it's closed. And tomorrow's my last chance. I've got to sell tomorrow, come what may, regardless of what it is. And I'm told that Saturday's the worst prices, apparently. I don't know if that's true.
I think it varies. I'm
Yeah.
not
This
sure.
was the last day you can sell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ellie?
So I don't know, but I haven't got a choice now. And I invested heavily last week. So I did. I was hoping for a higher price, and I feel like I'm going to lose out. But at this stage, it's better than nothing. Yeah, it's been a funny old week on Animal Crossing. It's been fun. I'm trying to think
Splendid.
of what else we've done on Animal Crossing this week.
There's not much going on. That's
No.
what you've done.
No, there's not a lot going on. No, there's not been
There's so little going on that I've now started a new game on my Switch.
Have you?
I have finally started to play The Switcher 3.
Have you really?
And
No way.
I have. I'm probably 6 or 7 hours in.
Wow,
now.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's
Good.
quite good. I did make the mistake while Anna was at work on Tuesday night of playing it docked.
No.
I put it in the dock.
Kevin!
I put it in the dock and then cleaned my glasses.
Yeah.
And then squinted a bit and tried to work out what was going on and just pulled it out of the dock again and carried on
don't
quite
play it
happily
docked.
enjoying playing it on handheld. It looks and plays absolutely fine on the handheld.
Yes.
Because it's obviously a tiny small screen, but you put it in that dock on, I don't even know how big our telly is, like 50-inch 4K telly.
48.
And they're 48. And my word, did it look
Yeah, did you go clean your glasses and the TV as well? And you're like, if it's not the glass, it's the telly.
There was definitely
not right.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Push all the cables in properly.
Yeah.
What is going on here? I don't understand.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't play it, because I'd already been spoiled by my Pro.
But it looks absolutely fine. Because I played the first 10 hours of this before on PC. So I've had it in nice, good graphics.
Yeah.
And it does look absolutely fine on the handheld. It's a small screen. You don't need 4K quality out of it because you can't see it on a screen that size.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the first game where I've really noticed a difference with having it docked. That, oh my word, it looks a bit ropey. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think this is going to be the perfect way for me to be able to play it because I can't. It's one of those games where because of the nature of it, it's difficult to do on a console in little small snatches of gameplay. I use my Switch for little 20-minute bursts when I'm having a poo, or when I come in from streaming at night and I just want to have a little bit of a sit down before I go to bed, or maybe when I'm having my lunch I'll do a little bit, 20 minutes or so. And you can't really, I can't really do that on the Xbox, and the save points are a little bit further apart. So the fact that you can just put the Switch in standby mode and then go back midway through the fight you're in, or whatever it is perfect. So I'm finding my little opportunities to play bits of it, and it's fine. I don't know that I'm going to make it all the way through, but I guess if there's ever going to be a time that I do, now is the time. Because I've actually got a little bit of momentum with it now. So with nothing much else on the horizon, I guess this is my game for a little while now.
What they did put in a few months ago now, they put the cross save thing in it, so it can.
Yeah, I saw that cross save for Steam. And,
so, I mean, if you ever get the enough momentum to want to play it, so you could do like PC to Switch and Switch, you know what I mean, keep swapping them back and forth, so you could, I
thought that was really cool.
It's a really good idea.
It's good to see more and more games doing that. Civilization does that, Football Manager does that, so it's good to see. It's good to see more games doing that.
Definitely,
it does make it even more appealing. If I really get into it and want to see it looking super pretty, I can just, because I own it on PC. I've played it on it before. I just re-download it, whack my save in, and enjoy it the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. But it's all right. Played lots of Gwent. Bought every Gwent card I've seen so far. I love that game.
Wow.
It's always been the best part of The Witcher, playing Gwent.
I didn't touch it at all.
You're wrong, that's why.
And again, I did finish it, so.
Yeah. So who's the real winner here, Pab?
Me, who saw the whole game.
Winner here. No,
you saw a table at a pub. That's all you saw.
And I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. You should just play the Gwent card game then.
I do. I have it on Steam.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, play some more of that then. Come on then.
I might do, Pab. Don't challenge me, because I might actually do it if you're going to be like that.
Please do.
Well, I will then.
Don't shout.
I don't know where this is going.
You're challenging my authority. Right. Well, I think that's me getting all my bits in early, so I can just nap for the rest of this podcast now. I've done the first 15 minutes. You lot can talk about games now.
I've coughed on mute for about 10 minutes, so I'm just going to quickly say that I randomly decided to. I think I was clutching at straws the other day for something to say to my son, to say, if you stay in bed all night, we will. And I just went, we'll play Mario plus Rabbids on the Switch together over the weekend. And since the weekend, because he slept in all night, bless him, we've played that lots. And I don't know why I didn't play this. When I played it with Pab at EGX, whenever it was a few years back, I thought it was outstanding. So I bought it with my Switch, and we played it kind of the weekend that I got the Switch or whatever. And then I guess because I had other games like Mario Odyssey and stuff like that to play very quickly, it just got buried at the back of the pile. But we dragged it out, and I'm trying to not be a control freak on it. Last time we played it, it was very much me just saying, you aim there, you shoot that, you go in that way, I'm going this way. And I might as well have been playing it on my own. But the kids were a lot younger then, so they kind of needed that. But this time, it was me, Ollie and Claire played it, and I just let them do whatever they wanted. It didn't really matter if they got it wrong. You know, it was much more fun that way than me just bossing everyone around. We're just cracking on with that, and it's been cool. I also carried on Final Fantasy VII. I am enjoying it. I love it. I love the story. I think it's beautiful, but it is making me so sick, and I don't know how to not be dizzy while I'm playing it. I've been like laying down at a weird angle, all sorts, to try and. It's because
take some travel sickness tablets.
Yeah, well, I think part of the problem is I need to know, without being spoiled, whether there's anything major that I can miss along the way. I don't want to miss a decent weapon or some magic or something useful. But I can't help but move the camera left and right constantly as I'm moving, checking every nook and cranny. Like, I don't want to miss any potions or any others or anything like that. But I never use any of them.
Don't worry about it then. Just
I know, I'm an idiot, but I can't help myself because I don't know what's in the boxes until I open them. So if I open a box and it's got a potion, and I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, like, I've gone out of my way to get this potion I'm never going to use. I'm flogging them all at the bloody potion shop every time I go there. But I just make myself dizzy, and then I'm trying to focus on it, and I'm just like nearly passing out from feeling so sick. And I know what Kev's saying, get travel sick tablets, but I can't. Well, I can just nip out, but it's going to take me like 2-3 hours to go to Tesco's just to get a pack of bloody travel sick tablets.
You live next door to Tesco. How is it going to take you 2 or 3 hours?
Well, the queue's like 45 minutes long, isn't it? And then when you get
if you time it right.
When you get in, the queue's long as well.
Nah.
Well, I've got to work until 5, haven't I?
You have to.
Like you're doing that.
I am. Well, we're all on bloody Teams, so I haven't really got a choice. I've got to video call people and keep talking to them and stuff. And I mean, it's not regimented. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that we're sat there shackled to our computers, but I don't want to take the mickey. I'd quite like to stay working from home after lockdown, so I don't want to abuse the privilege while we've got it. But yeah, I will. I think I'll have to invest in travel sick tablets to get through this. I'm at the point where I think you probably were last week. I got to Ares home. She let me roam the village while she did whatever she was doing, and then I just thought I'm going to pass out if I carry on, so I started reading a comic. But yeah, I reckon I'll get through it slowly but surely.
Is there nothing you could do in like a controls situation, like in the options for like, I don't know, it's like some sort of smoothing sort of thing, so it's much more fluent or something like that. So you're not just like, the camera's just getting thrown around left and right. Maybe it's some sort of way of changing that a little bit.
I need to get over the fact I might miss something and just not move around so much.
Just focus on the story, and just like, if there's someone there, who cares? It's a potion. I'm going to sell it anyway. It doesn't. You know what I mean? You just got to have that mentality of like, if I miss it, it's just you're
Someone
just
said
playing the
something
moment.
about being able to go back to chapters afterwards, but I don't know. I don't want to know the full details in any kind of spoilers. But it'd be handy.
Does it matter?
It doesn't really matter, does it?
Doesn't matter. I mean, just play the story for the story, and if you missed something, you missed it. Who cares? You had your experience of the story, and you're not getting the platinum in it, are you? So does it matter?
No, well, I don't think so. One thing that's making me laugh as well, I mentioned on Twitter, Claire bought these pasta and broccoli cheese things that are like sachets. You put, you boil them, and they're just like a nice pasta meal. And they're sponsored by the game, so they've all got these codes on the back of them. And I was putting them in I was sat on my phone putting them in and thinking I wouldn't get anything, and I got like a bangle for one of my characters to wear on his arm that gives him slightly stronger health or whatever. And so then the next time I went shopping, I went and made sure we got some more of them, put the codes in again, won another one. I'm like, wee! So I've put our shopping list today. I was like, right, you gotta get 4 more packs of the Final Fantasy pasta, and I'm hoping I'll win a copy of the game, and then I can do like an MGP giveaway. But yeah, so far I'm just winning the tap, but it's good. I'm excited that my game is getting enriched by what I'm eating for lunch. More games should do that.
The game that you can't play is being enriched by your lunch.
Yeah, if I win the code that lets me, turn the cameras down a little bit and not feel sick, that'd be great.
You need a version that can just convert it into a choose your own adventure book, so you can just read along and not have to actually play the thing. Or you need something to turn it back into the original and play that.
It's weird, isn't it? The original never made me sick, and I would have had to have done a lot of looking around corners and stuff. I think it's also just when I'm in a place where it's not obvious where the corridor is. If I start running around and it breaks the flow, that messes with me as well. It's rubbish. I don't know what it is really, but you're right. Travel sick tablets is the answer. I might order some on Amazon. Hopefully they'll deliver them by Sunday or something.
Make it happen. Who's next?
I haven't really played much because I've been busy.
It's almost as if it's been your final week of uni.
You wouldn't know that, would you? So what have I played? I played a bit more of Fallout, just trying to get to level 20 because that's when it more unlocks. So nothing really to say that. Though I do see the reason for private servers for the Fallout First or whatever it's called. I understand now because people are coming back to the game, it's more busy.
And people are jerks.
Well, it's not that. It's just that the people I'm like started a new one, so I'm like level 16, and these people are like 60, 70 level up to like I think it was 280. I saw the other day in levels. Yep.
Wow.
People get that high, and when they get that high, the enemies around them level to them and not me. So I was going into a tunnel. And I thought, well, that's a transition, so it will stop being level to them. I went in and wolves were like level 70 and I'm level 15. I just turned it off. I can see the point of private servers now because that's just ridiculous.
See, it shouldn't be like that. It should be like some sort of like player level.
Yeah,
level
they
based
need to sort that out because
server systems where you're getting put into servers which are similarly, like as a band, like say the highest level in your server should be 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it is annoying.
Yeah.
But it's because everyone's wants to do the same thing. So wherever the new markers are, everyone's going to them because you can start the new content at any level. It doesn't matter as long as you've done certain things. You don't need to get level 20. So then people that are like a level 100 can just carry on with the story. But if you're new, you go from the first place and then you go to the second place, and then it tells you need to be a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's doing that, so they're all instances. But when you are travelling to them areas, they level to the highest player, not the lowest, which is annoying, as you can imagine. So, oh gosh, excuse me.
What's happening?
Hold on, I don't
Copyright
know.
strike! Copyright strike!
Fair use. Fair use.
I'm so sorry. I tried to cancel it and it wouldn't.
I was
go
looking
on.
around the room thinking, what have I done? What have I clicked?
Anna, do you want to explain what that was?
That was I don't even know what it's called anymore. Something island.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Fantastic.
I can't remember its name because I panicked.
So it's 4 words. It's a song.
No, it's the EGX game. The one
Oh,
about
the
Sunday.
pinball island thing.
Yeah.
Yoki?
Roku.
Yuka something?
Oh, I can tell you in a minute.
Yeah,
I think
you're
it's
holding
Island
the
Express or
controller,
something,
aren't you?
innit?
Well, no, I
Yeah,
turned
Pab
the
just got it.
PlayStation off.
Yoku's
Yoku's.
Island Express, something like that, innit?
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. But yes, so I put that on.
We agreed you were only allowed to play that on Sundays.
Yes, well, Kevin, I've just had to turn off Fallout because people in the area being too high level for me, and I can't cope with it. I just want it back to the way it was when no one played it except for me.
It was your game and not
Why don't
everyone
you just get
else's.
yourself a private server? How much do they
Because it's
cost?
£100
Are you serious?
for the year.
That's insane.
I know. But then
Maybe
I think
you
what
can
it's
band
meant for
together
is
with
for a
99
bunch of
other
friends.
listeners.
Yeah.
I mean,
But I don't have a
can
bunch
you
of
not play
friends.
this offline at all?
No. It is
Not gonna
all
happen.
online.
That's a
I
shame.
think Pab needs to go half on a server with you and play it with you.
I don't need that. It's fine. I was just nipping in and out of it as and when.
What,
because-
Pab's server?
Yeah.
Why don't you do a this isn't as dumb an idea as I first thought when I said it, but just do some sort of cheeky crowdfunding type thing where everyone chucks in £1, they get access to the server with you. It's a shared server, but you just got the if it never hits it, you never get it.
She'd never find 100 people playing this game.
Well, even people can put in more than they want if they want, can't they? Do you know what I mean? If
You
she
don't have
says,
to own
right,
the
I've
game.
put £20 in, let's see how high we can get it. If 30 other people all put in enough that you get to 100, you're sorted, aren't you?
Yes, but I don't. I'll just go in and out of it. Like I don't need to sit. Like the place I'm going, I've already played. I just want to get to the level 20 to do the other stuff, but it's not going anywhere, so it's there. I put on Final Fantasy the other night, and then I turned it off again. I don't know what's happened to it. It just seems to have gone from, I can just about do this, to absolutely annihilating me. So that's just
Are you sure you haven't accidentally made it harder?
I don't think so. Like, I went to her house, her church, then I went to her house, and then I did then I was doing some missions around her area, and this guy goes, there's some things in the yard, can you go and kill them? So I went to kill them, and they annihilated me. And then there was like these kids who were talking to me and say there was something's going off down the pond. So I went down there, and it's like hedgehogs or a frog, but they're constantly buffing, and I can't get them. They're constantly throwing fire at me and constantly curing themselves, and I'm just like, what's the point? I can't do it, so I'm not playing it anymore. Stuff it. I don't know how people are finding this so easy, because I certainly don't, so I'm not playing that at the moment. I put on the Outer Worlds the other day just to have a mess around. I didn't start it. I did start it again, but it's just to run around. I just didn't want to think of dissertations and stuff because it was annoying. And then I got back onto Ring Fit. I played it twice. Okay. Oh my god, it took me 45 minutes to find out how to put it onto night mode.
I didn't know that.
Yep, it is so, because if you go on it, there's
What's night mode?
For where you don't run.
Oh, right, yeah. So you do the squats instead of the runs. Yeah.
45 minutes to find out how to do that, because there is no this profile, but it just shows you what you've done. Nothing to change anything. I found out, though. I found it, and I changed it, and now I'm happy I did, but my thighs hurt. But oh my god.
Okay, Anna. Tell us how to do it then, for our listeners out there who are suddenly going, okay, now how do you do it?
You go onto the story mode.
Yes.
You pick your profile. When you've gone past that bit, your profile then comes, because it says profile or new user. Pick your profile. When that pops up, press B, and then you can go into your settings.
From there. Okay.
It's that easy. But oh, for goodness sake, it took me forever. So I turned it on to that. I started again because I don't know where I was or what I was doing or why I was doing it. Did that. It likes to tell you, like, have a rest now. You've done enough there. I'm going, alright, okay, well. But it has rhythm games. Okay. I should never have gone on to rhythm games, because you know what? It's excellent, right? I was like, okay, I'll just go on to my arms, where you just like have the ring and you squeeze and pull and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has Wii Fit Melody. That was it for me for 20 minutes. Oh my god, I love that tune. No end. It had the Wii Fit Melody. It had songs from Mario Odyssey. It had songs from Breath of the Wild. It had songs from Splatoon. I was in my element. Loved it. Every single minute of it. So you can do core and arms and cores and legs. I've not done the legs bit because I was so enjoying the rhythm game. So you know, like Guitar Hero, where you would hold a note and it would be like a big long stream. Yeah, you do that in this rhythm game. It's excellent. I swear to God, best thing on there. Loved every minute of it. Oh my god, I cannot believe, because I was like, what's this going? Oh, it's excellent. If anyone has got this, go on that. You'll have like so much fun, because it's not just like the big titles. They've got everything from the game as well. So I'm like, oh, there's like you get. It's kind of a spoiler because you get to see the other levels that are in the game. But if you just go past them and take no notice and go to the end, you've got all the Wii Fit and Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey songs. It's excellent. So that was fun. And that is... Let me check. Yeah, and then Yoku's Island Express. Great game.
What does that sound like?
What does it sound like?
Yeah.
Previous. It's because I was trying to come out. I was trying to put my earphones not on loud because it was too loud, but I pressed the wrong button and it's like coming through the TV.
You're sitting there with two pairs of headphones on, one for the game.
Kevin.
She always has two pairs of headphones on. Do you not listen to what she says?
Not often.
I've got one on one ear and one on the other ear, and then they cross over my head.
What would you do if I moved to the other side of my microphone so that I was coming out the other ear of your headphones?
But then I wouldn't hear you, and...
Well, it's a good job I'm recording this in mono then, isn't it?
Is that why you never respond to Gary when he talks to you every week on the podcast?
I'm recording in mono.
Anyway.
I'm not just listening in one ear, Sheepdog.
I was talking to Anna.
Yoko's Island Express is lovely. Everyone should buy it. I believe it's now on the Switch. You're basically an ant or a ladybird or something, and you roll around a piece of poo that is your ball, and you knock it around pinball areas. It's a great game. It's a bit too fast sometimes, and you have to be awake to know what's going on.
Most games you have to be awake.
Yeah, but like you have to like. It's because I'm old now, and the ball is going really fast. I lose where it is sometimes. I don't know where it is. I just have to press buttons randomly.
That's how I've been gaming for the last 30 years.
I don't know where the things are.
I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog like that when I was a kid. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to press buttons.
But I'm just annoyed that every game that I wanted to play after I did my dissertation has now gone away. I'm not at all happy with the gaming situation. I don't know why they've
But Anna,
all
Total
done
Extreme
it.
Wrestling 2020 is out.
I don't want to play that. I wanted to play The Last of Us, Iron Man VR, Cyberpunk, bloody whatever else they've decided to stop coming out. I was so looking forward to each of them games. Now I can't play them.
Well, you
till
can
September.
still look forward to them. You can.
I don't want to look forward to it. I finished my dissertation.
For you, the anticipation is always better than the actual game.
Yeah, but I actually want to play Cyberpunk. It looks really good.
It doesn't really. It looks like all the other games that get hyped to pieces. And then...
I do want to play it.
I'll be playing
it. It had the coolest room at EGX. I had a lovely nap. Or was it Comic-Con where we went and I napped in that nice air-conditioned room.
Temperature cool.
Yeah. I had a nice... It was a big hot convention, and they had air conditioning in there. We sat under the air conditioning, and I had a lovely nap. While...
I had to wake him up twice.
Every year we've done this show, there's been a game that's like the Emperor's New Clothes, and this is the one. You can see it a mile off.
I couldn't. I was asleep.
Yeah, maybe it's not aimed at you then.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't aimed at me. To be fair, I didn't give it much of a chance. I sat down and thought, this is a comfortable chair. What's that blowing? What's that blowing on me from above? Is that air? Oh, that's air conditioning. Eyes, you know what to do. And then that was that.
Warm in there.
I don't even know what genre of game it is.
Well,
so Pab.
Yeah, but the thing is, the same people that made The Witcher, and The Witcher's a fun game. So.
Oh, has this got Gwent in it?
Might have Cyber Gwent in it.
Yeah. Oh, then I'm in. I am in. They should have led with that.
I might be wrong anyway. It just gives off that vibe to me. I always get a vibe from these games that end up being like that, and I don't know. I have a feeling.
You're more often not wrong, so.
Sheepdog's got a feeling.
Pab, which way round did you say that? I took that as I'm more often than not wrong. But I don't think you meant to say the second not.
More often than not wrong.
I'm more often than not correct. Pab.
No, you're not. You're not. All right, if you say so.
You're both wrong.
Yeah.
Let's move on. What have you been up to, Pork and Beans?
What
did you just call me?
What?
What's your tongue, sir? Continue.
I finished I don't know what's going on. I finished the Control DLC, the Foundation DLC I finished over the weekend.
Is it any good?
It's very good. It is very good.
Pab seal of approval. Excellent.
It is very good. The game it's just more of the game. Actually, you get 2 new abilities, and there is another DLC coming out later this year, which should hopefully kind of like just put a bow on it, sort of thing, just wrap it up nice and neatly. We don't know for certain what's going on, but it's just kind of like delves deeper. I mean, it is literally delving deep because you're going into the foundations of the building, but it delves deeper into the story of like the whole the board, the oldest house, like what the hiss and just everything, and it kind of shows you more stuff without really explaining it, and you just kind of like left with like a mystery and a wonder. It's very much more Control. If you like Control, which I do, it is more of that stuff, and it has probably made me want to go and do all the little side stuff that I didn't do in the main game now, because there's like probably at least 3 or 4 quests in that game that I didn't even get to. So I might go back to that at some point, just to be in the right frame of mind to go and do it. And I'll cause I know there's one of their missions is a boss fight, and the boss fights in that game, as you know, there's seriously like difficulty spikes in those games for the boss fights, and it's like controller throwingly difficult sometimes. Just like I don't understand what is going on. We'll see. Something else that I've dabbled a little bit in the new Plants vs Zombies game.
Wow.
The Battle for Neighborville.
Yeah.
Yes, it's damn good. You know what I like? I like a nice calming shooter. After playing hours and hours on Apex and getting angry and annoyed at people that are better than me, I can't go into like a game that's like designed for kiddies and I can beat loads of kids at Plants vs Zombies. Yeah. I like those shooter games, the Plants vs Zombies shooters. I don't know what it is. And this one, I heard very mixed things about it, but I didn't see any problems with it from what I played. I've only played 2 online games and like this massive tutorial type thing that was like probably about half an hour long, where I'm just going around this open hub world where it's like showing you all the different things to do and all the different things you buy. Microtransactions everywhere. Anything you want, because you used to get like card packs in the old games, didn't you? Used to get like card packs, different parts of characters and abilities, and you get different characters, and so now you have to like buy the character, like certain characters, and then you can buy other characters with this premium currency, and then premium currency is like the thing that sell all the cosmetics with. I'm like, where's the stuff that you just unlock for free? And it's like there's like a vending machine type thing with random drops in that with the real in-game currency, and it's just emotes and stuff. And I was like, what is this? I don't want like a thumbs up like sticker thing. I was like, what's this crap? I was like, I want like sticker packs like you used to get with like all the different characters and stuff.
Yeah, but they were fun.
I enjoyed that. But
changed it.
Yeah, I just fancied something like this, something like very like it's still a shooter, but it's much more simplified, much more kidified, and it's much more like I say, it's not as gritty and realistic. And no, Apex isn't like utterly like realistic like PUBG was or anything like that. But it's just it's fun to just go around and just shoot whatever they are, pea shooters and sunflowers and stuff like that. So I've just been doing that for a few games this week. What else have we got? The last thing I've got, and I've played, I feel like I've played nearly all of this now. I've played a game called Superliminal. Have you heard of this one? No one heard of this one. This one is, I get vibes of Portal meets Stanley Parable with this one. It's you are pretty much, I feel like you are someone in a dream, and you know you're in a dream, and you can't get out of the dream, and so you are in this like facility that is basically studying your dreams or something like that, but you can't get out of it. So you're in like these series of like experiment rooms similar to like a portal, and each room it's all about like kind of forced perspective on things. So there's like, I don't know, there's a dice on the floor, and you can pick it up, and you put it at the other end of the room, and like you like throw it or stuff like that, and like you can make things.
I know what this is.
You can make things bigger than what they actually are.
Yeah, your perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all about forced perspective. So if you look at it like I kind of pick it up, look it up in the air, and I'll drop it, and it becomes this gigantic thing in the room.
Yeah, I've told Kevin to play it, but he never listens.
It's really, really good. It's very good at what it does. There is like a minor story stuff to it. Like I say, I'm getting. It's got like kind of portal, like facility kind of things.
I like Portal.
It's got like portal kind of facility aspects to it, but with like Stanley Parable kind of stuff in it as well. Not
I
like
like Stanley Parable.
Yeah, I feel like you might like this. I think you
mentioned this game to me, Anna.
Yes,
yeah, it's very good. Like I say, I don't feel like it's massively long. I've probably put 2.5 hours into it, maybe a bit more. But I feel like I'm not a million miles off the end of it, and it's one of them games where it's like you feel like an idiot. You feel like you're being made to feel like an idiot at times, and suddenly you see it, and it just suddenly everything clicks in. It's like I'm a genius. You're made to feel like a genius at the same time, then. Because it's some things are glaringly obvious. Some things you can spend 10 minutes in a room going, I don't know what. I'm just literally just moving this button, this thing up and down, and I don't know what it's doing. And you go, oh, you put it all the way down and pull that one right across. Oh, yeah. Of course, right, okay. Because I was just moving one bar up and down, and then realizing you can drop the whole thing into the ground and then pull the other one across to get onto the next platform. It's like, it's really cool. And like I say, I'm curious to see where it goes because I don't quite know where it's going as of yet. But it is, like I say, Portal meets Stanley Parable, and it is, like I say, I think I got it relatively cheap because I had a voucher for the Epic Store, but it's like £15. It's not massively dear. And I think it's on more than just. I think it's on consoles as well. So. I don't think it's not on Switch, but I think it is on console, so it might just be on it. I don't know. I know it's on a console. It's on a console. It could be one or the other or both. But
it's not on Switch. It's not on the console.
I don't think it's on Switch, but I mean, I can't see why it wouldn't come to Switch, sort of thing. It's not like
it would work, wouldn't it? It's not
a graphics powerhouse or anything like that. It's not going to melt your machines. But then again, they're saying that they're talking putting Crysis out on Switch, aren't they? And then that melt PCs. So yeah. I don't know what they're going to do to that. They'll just melt your Switch into the dock if you try and play Crysis on the Switch. But yeah,
they can try, can't they?
Yeah, they'll try. I mean, they get all sorts running on Switch, don't they? So,
wasn't Crysis out like 8 years ago? So it was.
I'm betting 15. I'm betting 15 years ago.
Yeah, so it was melting stuff then. It ain't going to melt stuff now, is it?
I'm telling you now. I've seen Digital Foundry put like do bench tests with it now, and it still melts PCs today. So I don't know. It's if you want to try and get like Crysis into 4K running at 144 hertz.
Most of that is pointless. Just to have it
running. This is what PCs do these days, though. This is what top end PC.
Just let the game run on the recommended settings. Don't try and make it do any more than it needs to do. Stop being a gaming hipster, you bunch of nerds. All of you. Just pack it in. You can't tell the difference.
They can.
You can.
Yes, you can.
If I put it at 142 hertz, Pab, you wouldn't know.
What, distinguish it between what, 142 and 144?
Yeah.
I mean, no, that's the difference. But if you notice, you notice a drop when it goes to 100 instead of 144.
You're such a nerd.
You notice it because obviously, if it's such a big drop, it's like
if you went to the monitor and it was just on 100, would you know it was on 100, or would you have to check?
No, because it's obviously it's all to do with like refresh rate of what is happening on the screen. If it's just your desktop, there's nothing.
What's the refresh rate of your eyes?
No, I mean, in a game, like if you're playing a game, if you sat down to do a demo at EGX and it was at 80, would you know?
I won't be able to distinguish whether it is. Whatever.
I can appreciate that someone would be able to tell if it went from 150 to 100 because you'd notice the action slow down.
50 yeah.
You know, but if you just sat down to play and it was at 80, would you go, this is at 80, I need this to be at least 100.
I would notice sub 60, I feel.
So no.
No, I'm saying like there's a range of like gamut between like if it was 60 to whatever, I feel like I would notice a difference, but then the further it goes down, the more noticeable it becomes.
I do remember like the Dreamcast asking what whether he'd like to be at like 40, 50 or 60 or whatever it would have asked. It might have been 50 and 60.
It's 50 and 60 hertz. That's the difference between US and Europe.
Yeah. And I'd always be like, I don't know, I'll go for the higher number. And I genuinely don't know whether it made a difference. It just felt like it was special.
Well, your TV didn't run at 60, did it? TV's only ran at 50.
I'm sure it did run
it was the other way around. The US was 50. We were 60.
Is it really? There you go.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I picked the higher number and it worked. Because, I mean, what would have happened? It would have just not worked, would it? I mean...
Yeah, it just wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, but I remember just going for it because, I'll take the higher one, please, and thinking it's a console. I don't care. But I don't know whether that would have been remarkably different at the time.
Your time. Right, is that your lot, boys and girls? Are we done? Are we in below an hour for once? Glorious stuff. Well, I'll take that as confirmation. My word. You can tell Sheepdog was muted. Right, we'll wrap things up then. We have a Twitter. It's at MGUK Podcast. A better Twitter, though, is mine, at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986 on Twitter and Twitch.
Look at him plugging his Twitch again.
I've got an emote coming. I've got an emote coming. I've emoting.
What do you mean coming? Where's it coming from?
From people off the internet. You'll be here on Tuesday.
How? I don't understand. Is it being carved out of granite? Why is it taking so long?
I don't know. I hired someone very good. That's why they're busy.
Pap, why don't you just get an iPhone and do a memoji and use that as your Memote?
I think me buying an iPhone would probably cost more than the 20 quid it cost me to get an emote.
Well, if it's any good, let me know, because I've got about 23 slots that I need to fill up.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Keep subscribing to my channel when I whip cucumbers out and things, so I need to get some new emotes.
Do I need cucumbers? Is that what you're saying? I need cucumbers.
It got me like 40 subscribers in 20 minutes fetching some cucumbers last night.
Okay.
The things
I thought you were showing a new... when I loaded it up to see the clip, and I thought you were showing people how you'd widened the screen or something, and I watched it twice before I realised you were just showing how big the cucumber you bought was. So that he's lost it.
Well, I happened to mention we got sent a big cucumber, and then everyone was like, "I want to see your cucumber." Well, I'm not going to go into the house and fetch a cucumber out of the fridge. That's dumb. What if we get you to 450 subscribers? Well, you're not going to, because the stream ends in 10 minutes and we're on like 410. So yeah, if you do that, I'll fetch the cucumber. And then obviously, because the internet, that's what they did. Immediately, gifted subs everywhere. And I had to go and fetch these cucumbers out of the fridge because internet.
You're going to be buying all sorts of weird fruit and veg now, aren't you? Just
I already told him. I got a bag of wonky mangoes ready to go tomorrow night. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening, folks.